we're waiting for right now basically is the internet. We've got some antennas in place. They're in the building here. We're actually gonna have those installed hopefully tomorrow. The sign is done, just waiting for the brackets to get finished, but now Mr. Eric's been out for a few days. So the sign should be moved up soon and things are going really, really well. So hopefully by Thanksgiving, I would like to say that we'll be in the building. So it's going really well, excuse me. And that's about it, I guess, unless you got anything else, it's plugging away. So, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Item B is COVID CARES federal funding, and I think that goes back to you, Mark, for an update.
Okay, so this does a little background information. The city, as you're all aware, received $134,000 in funding through that federal CARES Act related to COVID-19. I won't go back through all the eligibility stuff again. To date, the city has expended, what they talk about in here is $42,086, and there is $91,913.71 in remaining COVID CARES funds available. The actual number that we have expended is a little bit over, closer to $44,000. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was, obviously we have a deadline coming up of November 15th. So I've got a couple items that we'd like to request approval for to kind of use up the rest of this money. The first item is a first responder fire truck chassis from Rosenbauer America. The quote is attached for the chassis for a first responder fire department vehicle. The estimated total cost of this unit is approximately somewhere in the range of $210,000 to $225,000. The reason there's kind of a range there is because the actual final unit would have to be optioned out and spec'd out, and that isn't done yet. So this is kind of just a range, and this is because of the fact that we have money in the bank and we have to spend it. This is kind of a backwards, kind of unique process. Normally, we come to the council with a spec'd out vehicle, and it takes a couple months, and we go through things, and this being kind of more of a tight deadline, what the fire department, and I have to give them a lot of credit, did contact some companies that came up with this, and they were in search of a first responder vehicle and had looked at some different options. Was to buy the chassis first, and that fit within the funds that we had available. And so basically, that's what we're asking for approval for. The purchase would come under state contract pricing, so we don't have to get quotes, get other quotes. Due to the current manufacturing delivery schedule, the remainder of the unit would not be delivered until later in 21 or possibly in the first part of 2022. The remainder of the purchase price would be paid prior to delivery of the unit, and that I would come back with some options for a lease for that 6 to 7 year capital equipment lease at the time of delivery. So the council will get, before it's actually ordered, we'll come back and ask the council to get approval to order the vehicle. And then we would also, shortly after that, come back with options for the lease. And so then the actual manufacturing of the truck would be ordered out, and you'd have a better idea of the options. And Wayne or Lee Skillstead would kind of talk more about that at that time. But I just want everybody to be aware that that's going to be out of ways due to current manufacturing timelines, and everybody knows how the current situation is with COVID, and a lot of things are.
So I don't know if you're on the video connection, but I can see them. Oh, there it comes.
I'm not on the video connection. I'm just voice.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so that's what we're asking for. The first of two items tonight to get approval for is $41,397, which is the cost of the fire truck chassis, and using the COVID money that we have remaining to pay that. So that's what we're asking for. So it's a good problem to have. You know, it's kind of, you know, unfortunately a short window that all cities and counties have had to spend this money, but this will take a big chunk out of that vehicle when we buy it, so we're very fortunate to be able to, have that funding to, it's really gonna knock the cost of that down, so we're, very happy with that part of this, so.
I was there
Now,
for,
there were several other items that you were on the wish list.
Yeah, Richard, I'll get to that after, I'm gonna go through kind of 1 through 4 here, so,
Yeah, okay.
if anybody has any questions on this, it'd be a good time to bring it up. But I was to that meeting with Rosenbauer, and there were first responders there. Chief Lee was there. Eric was there. Did a lot of discussion on this. We did get a lot of information on it. And they come down basically to what it would be a Ford 550 chassis, a little heavier chassis, 4-wheel drive, 2-door cab, and that with it. So I think they went in and did a pretty good looking at it. It was also discussed on buying a used vehicle. And it's surprising how much these vehicles do cost. And some of these had already close to $200,000, and they wanted half the price for what we can buy a new one for. So that's why it was it was good discussion. And that's why it came up that it was decided to go with something new if the council would approve it. So in a way, we're putting the cart before the horse, but we need to do something.
Literally. Yeah. Was this, first responder truck, was that on schedule to be replaced?
yeah, the current rig that the first responder, the fire department has is a ambulance that North had kind of given to the city when they moved out, when they pulled out of here. So, yeah, it's been talked about as far as discussion within the capital program of 21, 22 range. So, yeah, this is pretty much right in the ballpark of, needing to be repaired. So this is a good opportunity to do that. So.
Okay, any more discussion on it? We need to make a motion either one way or the other.
I'll move that we approve using $41,397 of the COVID CARES federal funding applied towards the first responder fire truck chassis.
I'll second that.
Okay. A motion has been made and second for a first responder fire truck chassis, Rosenbauer Incorporated, for $41,397. Need a motion motion on that, Tom Guard?
Aye.
Aye. Dan Rutschel?
Aye.
Aye. Doug Henke, aye. John Mortensen?
Aye.
Aye. Richard Nielsen?
Aye.
The ayes pass. Go on to the next one.
Okay, the second item is portable handheld radios for the fire and police department. The total cost of the radios would be $48,828.50. So what the fire department and police department are asking for approval is to purchase 10 handheld 800 megahertz radios, which include chargers, mics, and related equipment. Purchase would come under state contract pricing. The radios would replace some of the older equipment currently utilized by the fire department and the police department. So, anyway, same thing again, we're asking for approval for.
Chief Lee, can you come up here? I know you've talked about this, and I think, isn't it mandatory that in the near future that it's going to be a requirement to go to new
Yes.
this style?
Richard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so you can't see it, but I'm kind of holding up the radio that we carry now, which is an older Motorola 800 megahertz. We've had these, when was the Republican National Convention, 2008? We've had these since 2008, and we got these through a grant. They had ordered these for that event, and Pine Island Fire wrote a grant, and we got these radios through that. So we really didn't pay for these as far as for the city themselves. This all came through a grant. And while these are great radios and they're capable of a lot, they can't continue making parts for these. So Motorola has said, when the parts that we have for these are gone, they're gone. They're not supporting them anymore. Now, there's plenty of parts right now, but they are, you're running out of batteries. If you lose a circuit board, it's going to get harder to get parts. These are our lifeblood. We really do need these, and we use them all day, every day. These are on our side, just like our flashlights and everything else. And this proposal for town, we would have some of the PD, some for the fire. It doesn't replace all the radios throughout the city, but it's a good start. And since we have these funds available, I thought this would be a good use for these. The new radios will be Wi-Fi compatible, so now if these need updates, I have to have physical contact with the radio tap. With the new radios, that would all be done through a Wi-Fi link, so zero contact with the public that way or with anybody else that can handle our items here. So, like I said, these are needed. We use these for our fire department's channels, police department's TAC channels. When we're talking to District 1, or excuse me, through North Ambulance Service, we use them. I mean, they're used more than our phones are, so it's time to upgrade. The Motorola ones are good quality. They've lasted a long, long time, but it's time to start looking at some upgrades. So I thought we would have some to replace what we have, some extra for the fire, and we'll need to look at these more in the future, because as these are breaking down and getting so they can't be repaired, we're going to need to update them, and they're, as you can see, a very expensive item. So if we can get some now, it's a good start.
Anything else with it, Chief?
No,
I know that this was a coming thing. You had talked to me about it already for some time back, and when it came up, I thought that was a good opportunity to spend some money that somehow we earned.
yeah. Well, they are, like I said, they are a needed item, and if we had to do this all at once out of our pocketbook, that would be such a large expense.
Yeah.
If we can kind of break this up over a few years and get some as we can, it's really a good plan.
Any discussion further?
12 years is a long time in the technology world, so
Yeah.
if it lasted this long, that's pretty good.
And considering that we are not
Yep.
kind to items, we're pretty hard on
Yeah.
stuff, that's really good. So, thank you.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm enthused in it, so I'm making the motion. We need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Richard. Motion's been made and second for portable handheld radios for the fire and police department, which will be Motorola. $48,828.50. Tom Gardner.
Aye.
Aye. Dan Rechigo.
Aye.
Doug Henke. Aye. John Mortensen.
Aye.
Richard Nielsen.
Aye.
Ayes pass. Okay. Okay, Mark, there's item number
So,
3.
the other two items, 3 and 4, I would say these are kind of maybe some things we can look at with our own funds at this point, because we're pretty well used up here, these last two items with COVID money. So these are just two other items that we've kind of talked about, the staff level. One of them is a cold air plasma air filtration system, and we got a couple quotes for that. It's a kind of a newer type of air filtration system that utilizes cold air plasma, and I tried to put maybe too much information in your packet there, but so you can kind of get an idea of how it works. The nice thing about this is it does not require a lot of maintenance, where if you get into heavy HEPA filtration systems and things like that, you have a lot more cost. And there's some of that in the information in the packet. I won't go through all that, but The other item is touchless bathroom fixtures. We've also talked about trying to maybe put some touchless items into the bathrooms at City Hall here, especially with traffic that we have coming in and out. So basically, these are both, items that, we don't have, there's not gonna be a lot left of the COVID money once we get through with these two items here. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, I put those on there, like Richard said, maybe they're more of a wish list thing, or they're things we can look at more with some of our funds or capital funds or whatever, I don't know. We talked about filtration a little bit in the buildings. I'm, sort of in some ways mixed on it. I mean, how much is it gonna help, with, I don't know, that's the thing with it. But I wanted to just try to provide some options on, some other things we may wanna look at doing.
Is this something that would be looking at COVID?
Well, there's not a lot of COVID funds left, so,
No, I mean,
But right, that's the motivation.
plasma, you're talking about cleaning the air so that you don't have the COVID particles.
Potentially speaking, right, exactly. So,
Yeah, okay.
Personally, I think we get more bang for our buck with the touchless bathroom fixtures. The money that's remaining will almost cover it.
yeah.
And, you got, I'm sure, in summertime especially, lots of kids coming in using that library
Yeah,
and,
young families.
lots of germs, moving around and that, but that, I don't know, I tried to read through the cold air plasma stuff and it was a little too scientific for my taste, but I don't know how it, I'm sure it does wonders, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, and it's kind of mixed. I mean, I think about it a little bit, and you think about somebody that might be infected, and if they, they have a radius of, if they don't wear a mask, and the thing is, most people are wearing masks, so that's one of the assumptions we hope is kind of cut off, but if they do somehow radiate out, how long is it gonna take a air system to pick that up before other people are exposed, I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of time, so I'm not sure that's quite the answer or not, I don't know, but.
I would question how effective it would be at the meeting.
Well, especially with all of the traffic. and-
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, then probably place that on the back burner. Is there other items that you feel should be brought up to use up as much money as what we can? And it's
That's kind
fair.
of about it. I mean, if we want to use up, the last thing might be number 4 then, would be the touchless fixtures.
Yeah,
So if that's what the council
I
wants
agree.
to go, then we just need a motion for that.
On number 4.
So moved.
And that was for the touchless bathroom fixtures, Richard?
Yes,
I'll second that.
Okay. The motion has been made and second for item number 4, touchless bathroom fixtures, Faribault Plumbing and Heating. And what was the cost on that?
$23.48.
$23.48, is that it? Okay. Town Guard,
Aye.
Richard, or Dan Regigal, I should say.
Aye.
Doug Henke, aye. Don Mortensen.
Aye.
Richard Nielsen.
aye.
Aye. Ayes pass. Anything else in there that you want to bring up?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Then we'll go on to new business, which is resolution 2020-29, adopting the assessment for delinquent utility bills. Any discussion on that? Or is it going to be like it has been in past years?
Yeah, it's just, it's a formality or whatever, but we have to certify the utility bills, the assessment amount for, related to delinquent utility bills. It's something we do annually.
Okay, well, we'll make the motion on it for resolution 2029. Need a second?
Second.
Okay,
Second.
motion been made and second. Tom Dart,
Aye.
Dan Regigal,
Aye.
Doug Henke, aye. John Morrison,
Aye.
Richard Nielsen,
Aye.
aye. Ayes pass on resolution 2020-29. Okay, moving on. 2021 proposed agreement for continuation of our city-county joint powers agreement for state building code administration.
This is the annual, or the contract with Kenyon County to conduct building inspections, building code inspections for the city. I guess I'd recommend approval of the contract without any hesitation. The county's done a very good job conducting inspections, working with us and helping us in areas even outside of the conventional building permits. So I would definitely, recommend continuing that relationship.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll make that motion. We proceed. Need a second?
Second.
Okay, motion been made and second on 2021 proposed agreement for continuation of our city-county joint powers agreement for state building code administration. Tom Dart,
Aye.
Dan Regigal,
Aye.
Doug Henke, aye. John Mortensen,
Aye.
Richard Nielsen,
Aye.
ayes pass. Well, we got that out of the way. Other businesses, which is the schedule for upcoming meetings, City Council, Canvas 2020, election results, which will be Thursday, November the 12th at 4 p.m. Planning Commission meeting will be Monday, November the 16th at 6 p.m. Red Wing Avenue assessment hearing Tuesday, November the 17th, which I understand that we're going to have some people here. I've already been told. KMU meeting Wednesday, November the 23rd at 2 p.m. Township Fire Contract meeting Tuesday, December the 1st at 6 p.m. 2021 Budget and Levy Public Meeting Tuesday, December the 1st at 6:30. And then the City Council meeting will be Tuesday, December the 8th at 7 p.m. Okay. Council and staff general comments. And we will start with Tom Dart.
No comments at this time?
Dan, do you have something to say? You're already ready to leave. He's gone already.
Yeah, just a couple of comments. First of all, thanks to the city for allowing us to do the unique parking for homecoming up on 6th Street. All positive comments. It went really well. People really enjoyed it. It'd probably be something that look at doing again next year for homecoming. So it was a nice way for people to be able to face south and watch the game. Second thing, just tomorrow is Veterans Day. Unfortunately, we won't be able to have a program at school. If you've ever seen it, it's phenomenal what our local vets do. But I think it's good to just recognize that and give our thanks to our vets for all their service to the country. And last thing I'll just point out, two nice things. Number one, I walked outside one day when I was on quarantine to get the mail, and I saw the mailboxes laying on the ground, and I thought, wow, I thought that was under pretty tight. Someone must have really, really crushed it. Well, found out it was city crew that accidentally clipped it, but they came by, picked up the mailbox, and by the next morning it was fully replaced, and did just a nice job. And then the other thing, I had gotten a text on Saturday morning from Chief Lee. He heard that I was in quarantine and said if you need anything, just let me know. And it just makes you feel good about the service you get in a small town. So that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. John Morrison.
First, congratulations to everybody on the election. Tom and Doug and Molly's on, I think, and I don't know if Mary is. But congratulations and good luck. And I was just curious if there are any checks that Bolton and Mank has been sitting on. I'd like to know. That's all I got.
Okay. Richard, do you have a comment?
No comment.
Okay. Well, I'll bring up my part of it here. This morning, I got a call from Steve Duskowski. He was in Winona, and he would like to come to our council meetings, and I told him it was this evening. But it was decided with the weather to let it go, so he would like to come up for the December one. And what he wanted to just let everybody know that at the end of November here, the state should pretty well know where their finances are going to be in relation to everything that's going on. So we may be able to get a little bit of an update as to what the city itself can expect, every city, for going forward with it. So I did take it up on my own, and I invited him to come for the comments for next month in December. So I would also like to have all of the new council people to be here also to hear what he has to say. And again, Veterans Day is something that we all need to remember the moment and also going into the future. So anybody, how about you, Derek? Do you have anything to say?
It's nothing in particular. Congratulations to those of you that were re-elected.
Attorney Riggs?
No comments?
How about you, Mark?
Just a couple of things. First of all, again, I want to pass on everybody's condolences to Sue Dodds and the passing of her father a couple of weeks ago or less. And also I want to thank, again, going back to the election for a moment, all of the election workers that we have, the election judges and everybody involved with the election, especially Holly. She got just really overwhelmed, might be a good word, but was really busy with all of the absentee folks that came in and voted early. And obviously we also have to thank everybody for voting. We had a very high, maybe one of the, if not the highest turnout the city's ever had, voting, participation. So it's always obviously good to see that. We had many new registrants, which I haven't seen that many people register ever. So it was a good election, and again, I just want to thank everybody that was involved in it, because we wouldn't be able to do it without all of the folks involved in it. So that's all I have.
Okay. Chief Lee, do you have something to say? You usually do. You got something to say.
Thank you all who ran and who got elected, and thank you all for the job that you do. And it can be thankless at times, but we really have a nice community here that goes way above and beyond. So I really want to give a thanks to Linda, our administrative assistant, who was one of our lead election judges, and she really, between she and Holly and Mark and Sue, really put their heart and soul into this. So that's all I got. Thank you all.
Well, there's one individual that we haven't heard from tonight, but I think he's still up there on the board, and his name is Joe. Rain, you got your bottle of water? Can you tell us something good?
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's good to see you all. I apologize that I wasn't able to be there tonight in person, but with the weather being what it was, I appreciate Mark's agreeing to let me contact in remote for this meeting. And with Derek being there in person, I think you were more than adequately covered. Although I would like to note that according to my clock, his engineering update was only 32 minutes long, so I'll have to work with him to get him up to the, the usual length of engineering reports that you guys are used to. So, but he and I can talk about that offline. But again, sorry I couldn't be there tonight in person, but it looks like everything went well, and I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday at the special meeting on the 17th.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Well, it's time to close shop. We need an adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion made and second for adjournment. Tom Guard.
Aye.
Aye. Dan Ritchie.
I,
Aye. Doug Henke, aye. Ben Mortensen.
Aye.
Aye. Richard Nielsen.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Meeting adjourned.